بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. So I wanted to obviously address the situation in Gaza right now, and people are in a desperate situation. Right? Almost, more than 30,000 people, Muslims, have died. Right? And people like me, right, the youth, we ask these questions. I want answers, right? What have the previous generation been doing so as to allow 30,000 Muslims to be killed by an occupier? And I want to clarify, I've made videos that I don't agree with what Hamas did, right? There are other ways to address obviously the situation, because they should have predicted this reaction. Israel has one of the strongest militaries in the world, so if you obviously attack them, you expect something big to happen, and this is what has happened. But irrespective of that, Israel's reaction has been crazy, right? And in this world where we live in, where we spend our lives listening to the West, to human rights, and human lives are important and stuff like that. The hypocrisy of the U.S. and the West is clear now. But I don't personally expect anything good from the West or the British, right? Their history is, shady, right? But my question is to the Muslims, right? To my elders, what have you been doing? What have you done so as to allow this to happen in our times, right? Especially the Arab Muslims. I love I love Arabs, right? But this is something happening to their people, right? And I want to ask this question: what have you guys been doing since the last 100 years, right? We know, like I grew up in an Arab country, and I love, I was in Dubai last month. I love those countries. But the question is, what have they been doing since the last 50 or 100 years? Like, they have the money to build technology, at least to defend themselves, to defend each other, but they keep getting worse and worse in terms of, technology, right? They're behind in technology. So the more time passes, the more they're behind in technology, right? And this is why this is happening, because Israel knows that there's no challenge for them. And I don't mean an out front war. Like, at least you should have the technology to defend yourself, right? From and shame on the countries who are restricting the people of Gaza to enter or to leave Gaza, right? Egypt has There are reports that Egypt is building a new wall to restrict. Also, obviously, they're worried that Israel is gonna, attack them next, and because they're planning to expand. But irrespective of that, they're not even opening up the border, right? Which is another thing that we should be ashamed of, right? As Muslims, the Prophet ﷺ said that we are like one body. If the Muslim Ummah is like one body. If one part hurts, the whole body hurts. So so even if you get a small bruise, in other words, right, your whole body is in a panic state, and this is what the Muslims should be like, right? And yes, there are protests going on, boycott and stuff like that. It's been like several months. What happened? Oh yeah, a few franchises closed, and we are proud of that. We should be ashamed of that, right? So there, like, what should be the action plan? Like, I've made other videos where I've talked about action plans, but this video, I just wanna say shame on all of us, right? Shame on especially our previous generations of leaders, especially, and any powerful, like, I in my whole life I haven't seen any major educational movement in Islam, right? That has focused on technology, on a revolution of technology, right? It's all the movements that I've seen in Pakistan that are violent, right? We need to again address these issues through education, right? And I've talked in other videos. I'm a pacifist. I want people, from in my point of view, education is a solution, which we never tried, right? And not like we need to go in a panic state and build universities and universities that work on peaceful technology, so that at least the West knows that we're at least advancing peaceful technology, right? Like Japan is, right? That's the way to go. Like all these protests, there are like different types of protests going on. At the end of the day, yeah, we shout, and we say something, but there's no outcome. Where's the outcome? Where's the action? At the end of the day, we should have an action plan, right? There's no action plan. Like we should be ashamed of ourselves that even in these several months we have not reached any action plan for people to take. It's only words, 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 right? And then the interviews and stuff like that, but there's no outcome, and things are getting worse for the people of Gaza, our Muslims brothers and sisters, right? Children are being killed. Like it's a shame for all of us. Like our children are being killed brutally, and we can't do anything. It's a shame for us, and I don't want to rant anymore, but I just want answers from my previous generations. They should be ashamed of themselves, seriously. Like I tell them, like our previous generations should be ashamed of themselves, that this it has come to this point, and we cannot do anything. Even in a peaceful way, we cannot do anything. So it's such a shame. I'm all for peaceful movements, right? There is not even a peaceful resistance. Boycott does not work. Boycott does not work. It never worked. Yeah, you close a few franchises in Muslim countries where your brothers and sisters are working, you make them jobless. Yeah, but that's not something to be proud of. We should have at least think about a different action plan. We have brains. We're supposed to use them. And we're not supposed to perform the same action with null results every time. If you do the same thing, I've seen these things happening since my teenage. These things don't work. You guys are not changing your action plan. These are failed actions, and it's no use of taking these type of actions with the same failed results, right? Jazakallah for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.